All right, we should be live now. Anybody that's watching at the moment, I'll repeat this a few times. We're going to do a Google Hangout. So if you want to come into the Hangout, send me an email and I will send you the link for the Hangout. Then you guys can join. Let me let some people come in here. Give it a second. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hello. Yes, I am on. Hey, Total Tech, how you doing today? Anybody that wants to come into the Hangout, make sure you send me an email, and I'll send you guys the link if I haven't already. So, what's up, guys? Out of curiosity, are you guys that are in the chat right now? Did you guys see my Facebook thing, or are you guys just getting a notification from YouTube? How did you know that I was doing this Hangout? Oh, okay, right on. Yeah. So what I had done was I had sent a Facebook notification out, going out saying that we were going to do a Google Hangout. So anybody's invited to come into the Hangout and talk to me live if you guys want. You just need to have a microphone and a webcam on your computer or your phone. So if you guys want to, send me an email. Email to get the link is hvacrvideos@gmail.com. Happy Thanksgiving, man. I'm already over it. Thanksgiving was good. It was nice. My mom cooked. I didn't have to. So that's good. It was easy. I just had to make a few things, take them over there. It's nice to be able to go to someone else's house for once and not have to do all the work. So we really don't have Jussie. I'm not going to give out my cell phone number, but okay. If you want to communicate with me, just go ahead and send me an email to hvacrvideos@gmail.com, and you can email me. We can communicate through there. Try to keep my cell phone number private if all possible. Oh, that's good to know, Melvin. Haha. I don't know how what your YouTube name means, but you said I'm rocking the right hairstyle. It's CRFOR Freedom. Did you happen to see my post about I cut my hair? You know, I cut it myself with clippers, and I posted it on my Facebook page because I was cutting my hair about a week and a half ago, and my clippers broke right in the middle of cutting my hair. So I had this butchered haircut where half of my head was shaved and half of it wasn't. And when I shave my head, I mess with my kids by shaving around my ears and making some weird haircut and then asking them if I could keep it that way. Well, it bit me in the ass because my clippers broke right in the middle of that. So it was pretty interesting. I haven't done the Veto giveaway yet. So I plan on doing that on Monday on my normal live stream, Monday at 5 p.m. Yeah, I did cut my hair again. But yeah, I'll do a live giveaway or whatever on my live stream on Monday for the Veto bag. And I'll tell you guys too that there was so many people that I'm going to give away 2 bags. So a lot more people than I thought were going to be in there. So yeah, we will have 2 bags to give away. So, and I'll be cool too. If anybody hasn't commented on the Veto video yet, go ahead. I'll let you guys keep commenting on it. So you only get 1 entry, but if you guys haven't done it yet, go ahead and watch the video where I review the Veto bag and follow the instructions to enter the giveaway. So like I've said before, I was going to try to do a Google Hangout here. So anybody that wants to join, send me an email at hvacrvideos@gmail.com, and I'll send you guys the link, and you guys can come in here and join if you want to. So how do you pronounce your name? It's Jassi. Is it Yassi? Yassi Rama? I will have. That's kind of a hard one for me to explain right off of in a live stream. So I'll try to do a video or something where I break down superheat a little bit better for you, make it make more sense. So actually the odds of winning, I think there's only 300 comments. So Melvin, no, the Hangout is essentially where once you join, you click my link, it'll turn the webcam on your computer, and it'll use a microphone of whatever source you have, and then it'll record you, and you'll be talking just like I am. So it'll split the screen, and you'll be on there too. So right on. Thanks, Brian, about the video on the freezer. Appreciate it. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, guys. Poppy Hal, you asked if it's normal to have a few water drops on the ceiling of a walk-in freezer. Yeah, that's no big deal if you have a few. I mean, it does mean that moisture is getting inside the box, but usually it's because of a long defrost or someone leaving a door open. But if there's only a few, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So, wow, there's a lot of viewers in here for I really didn't have a big topic to cover on this one. So I just wanted to do more of a hangout. I thought more people were going to join as far as in the hangout goes. So, oh, it's all good, AK Van. No worries. You guys start putting your Christmas decorations up yet? My wife and my kids are begging me to put up the Christmas decorations. So, Brian, you're asking if it was a wood construction box? No. Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking about in the walk-in video, Brian? Kevin Carter. No, I don't think I have any videos adjusting belts, pulleys, and motor mounts, but that's something that I can do for sure. That's an easy one. So I'll tell you right now, whatever you do, don't adjust the sheaves or the pulleys, okay? Leave those alone. Don't open them or close them unless you really know what you're doing. If you're going to adjust the tightness of a belt, you just want to move the motor left and right to put tension on the belt, and that's it, okay? So, but yeah, I'll do a more in-depth video, break that down. Go through the comments here. Yeah, it is kind of nice to be off for the holidays. Actually took the day off yesterday too, so that was kind of nice. Refrigeration rack systems. There's not really many YouTubers out there doing commercial like grocery store rack systems right now. As far as the people to reach out to would be Joshua Monk, Jeremy Smith, and Kevin Compass. They're the most active on the HVAC school Facebook group that cover rack systems as far as supermarkets and stuff like that. So look those guys up. They'd be the best people, but there's not really a YouTuber out there covering that right now. So not yet, at least. So I'm sure there'll be some coming in. Hey guys, how y'all doing coming in? Yeah, my wife and my kids were begging me to do the Christmas decorations. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow probably because they're driving me nuts. They all want it done. Guys, just to let everybody know, this isn't going to be a real technical video. There's not really going to be major technical topic covered in this one. This was more of just a questions and answers. And then if anybody wanted to come in, this is for the people that's joining right now. If anybody wanted to come in and do a hangout, I'll give you guys the link and you guys can come in. You just got to click start on the link and then it'll use your webcam and your microphone. So yeah, we don't really have a big topic to cover on this one. So if you guys have some questions, I don't mind answering them. Go ahead. HVACR Knoxville, you asked if I tried the new updated I-Manifold app. I downloaded it. It's on my phone. I honestly haven't connected the I-Manifold to it yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like it already, but I haven't really given it a fair adjustment yet. I mean, trial yet. You know, I haven't connected to the I-Manifold, but it looked very complicated. So Kev's crazy life. It says, when you get home AC checkup, what should the person do if the checkup is $79? I don't know what you're asking me, Kev's crazy life. Let me go through here. Yeah, 716 appliance guy, you said you tried doing a Manitowoc ice maker fan cycle switch by pinching it off. Yeah, those can be difficult, man. The pinch off tool, if you don't know how to use them, you can pinch too tight, and yeah, it will pinch the line right off and cause a refrigerant leak. So that is a downfall to it. Doug Brown, you asked for the Delfield 9 drawers. Do I ever check superheat and subcool on those, or do I just go by pressures? Um, you know what? There really isn't a good way to check superheat and subcooling on those. Okay, what you're gonna do, the best way is to weigh in the factory charge. You can use some rules of thumb to get you in the ballpark. Depending on the refrigerant, I'm assuming it's a 404A system. You can start by your suction saturation temperature is going to be about 30 degrees below the box temp, and your liquid saturation temperature is going to be 25 to 30 degrees above the ambient temp around the condenser. Those are ballpark numbers to get your pressures in the right area. But Manitowoc will tell you themselves that, Delfield will tell you themselves that there's not a whole lot that they publish about superheat and subcooling. The only superheat numbers that they'll publish is once you get the charge adjusted correctly, they want you to set the expansion valve superheat to about 8 to 10 degrees, and that's about it. But it's really difficult on the prep table reach-in refrigerators to check superheat because there's not a lot of places to clamp onto the lines. Usually the evaporator coils are so small that you can't get in there to get anything on the system, so that creates a problem. So that's one of the downfalls to those guys. So, um, yeah, Brian, I did see your email. And yeah, so basically you probably already figured it out, but Brian had asked me about rules of thumb to figure out what, head pressure and suction pressure should be on a walk-in cooler system. That's a pretty good one. I wanted to kind of send you a long email on that, but I can kind of cover that in here a little bit. That's not too difficult. So on a walk-in cooler, as far as what our refrigerant pressure should be, okay, basically what you need to understand is how your system was designed, okay? Most refrigeration systems, depending on if it's a micro channel, it's going to be a really high efficient system. If it's a standard tube and fin copper condenser, it's going to be a little bit less efficient, okay? Um, you really need to look at the manufacturer and see what they design the system's evaporator TD at. That's the temperature differential. That's the difference between the suction saturation temperature and the return air temperature of the box, okay? If it's not a crazy technical box, most of the time your evaporator TD is going to be about 10 degrees. This is for a walk-in cooler. They're typically going to be designed with a 10-degree TD. And so with that being said, you can essentially take your box temp, and you know that your TD is going to be 10 degrees. So your suction saturation temperature should be about 10 degrees below the box temp. Okay, so that's an idea that gets you in the ballpark of where your suction pressure should be. And then just depending on how new or old the system is, your liquid saturation temperature on the roof. That one's a little difficult. I would suggest you start by clearing your sight glass. I'm assuming it's going to have a sight glass and a receiver. So clearing your sight glass, going from there, and then ballpark number, your head pressure or your liquid saturation temperature should be about 25 to 30-ish degrees above the ambient. But it's kind of hard to go off of those rules of thumb for the condensing temperature, because if the contractor before you sized that condenser too big or something, that's going to throw everything off. So it's important you want to charge by a clear sight glass, and then your suction saturation temperature should be about 10 degrees below the box temp if it's a standard walk-in cooler with a 10-degree TD. Hopefully that's not a bunch of foreign language to you and that kind of makes sense, Brian. So I can try and send you a little bit more in an email and help you out a little bit more. So Brian, out of curiosity, is what I just told you kind of what you found on the internet? And as I'm talking, okay, cool. Right on. As I'm talking, I'm going to answer some of these emails and invite some people into this Hangout right now. So let's see. And let's see. Right. Cool. Right on, Brian. That's good to know. So, what I would suggest, Brian, is if you haven't already, order the book Commercial Refrigeration for Air Conditioning Technicians by Dick Wers. That will help you out a lot with the refrigeration stuff. So, okay, I'm trying to catch up a little bit here. Okay, Mike. Mike, is it Rocheleau? I don't know if I'm butchering your name there. So you're asking why mini splits don't have a place to put your high side gauge. Okay, most mini splits actually do. It's just the high side gauge port is hidden inside the condensing unit. And what you need to understand is that the reason why um, the two lines coming out of the mini split going down to the evaporator section, it's not a liquid line, and it's not a hold on just 1 second here. So the two lines are not a liquid line and a suction line. So the I see you there, Melvin. I just muted your audio because it was really loud. So, but you're in here. So, hold on just a second. I'll turn it here. So about the mini split, yeah. So you've got a suction line and you've got a metering line going down to the evaporator. So that's why they don't put a high side port on there, because the two lines going downstairs, one of them is not the liquid line. A lot of people on the mini splits think that the two lines going downstairs is the same as a residential split system, and it's not. So usually the high side port is in the condensing unit. All right. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just trying to figure all this stuff out right now. So. Okay. So I'm just looking at the comments here, guys, to see what's going on. Melvin, did you mute your audio or did I do it too? Because I can't seem to get it back on. Did you happen to click it? Oh, okay. All right, cool. I didn't know if you did that. So, all right, because I was like trying to turn it back on, but no, then I can't hear you. So, okay, cool. No worries. All right. So anybody else that wants to come into the Hangout, you guys are more than welcome to. Just send me an email to hvacrvideos@gmail.com and you guys can, I'll send you a link. So, hey, everybody that's coming in. Just want to let you guys know we're not doing a crazy technical live stream here like I usually do on Mondays. This is more of just, I meant this to be more of a hangout. So anybody's welcome. But yeah, it's more relaxed. No crazy topics in this one. So is that you, Isaiah Z Hunter? I believe that is you, right? Right on. Welcome in, Isaiah. How you doing today? Okay. The email address is hvacrvideos@gmail.com. And if you send me an email, I'll answer it and send you the link. And then you just click on the link and join. G Martinez, this is supposed to be just a hangout. You're more than welcome to come into the hangout. It's not really crazy technical. You can come in, Isaiah. I'll send you the link if you send me an email. All right, I'm going to try to go up and see if I missed any questions here. Try to catch up to this. Ruben, you need to send me an email and I'll send it to you. Send me an email to hvacrvideos@gmail.com and I'll send you the link. I don't know what you're talking about, Poppy. There's no beer in here. This is apple juice. All right. Wired 001, you asked me what video I did my Fluke 52 offset calibration in. It was actually a Facebook video. So if you go to my Facebook page, hvacrvideos@gmail.com, you will see where it's at. How you doing today, Melvin?
Doing good, man. You?
Doing good. Where are you located at?
From Florida, Haines City area.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah.
I'm in Southern California. So about an hour and a half or so from LA. So
yeah, I've been pretty much working this about 4 years now.
oh, okay.
Yeah, doing more commercial now. Was doing mainly residential.
Cool.
Definitely looked at a lot of your videos and they definitely helped a lot. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I put them out there to help, you know, so to make it easier for everybody. So
well, they're definitely helping.
Cool. So do you commercial work, do you do any refrigeration or just HVAC?
No, we definitely do some refrigeration as well. We do some industrial work as well. Worked on a couple of telepack like train systems that to like 120-ton systems.
Yeah.
So we do a little diverse, nothing too specific. So we work on a couple of AION units. We got a contract with maintenance, and they're about 50 tons. So do a little bit of ice machines as well, some locking coolers, and you know.
That's cool. Yeah. So all the stuff that I do is I don't really get into any big giant units. I think the biggest package unit I work on is like a 30-ton. And then everything below that, ice machines, you know, refrigerators. I don't work on any cooking appliances. I just do all the refrigeration and the HVAC. So
yeah, no, I haven't done no cooking appliances either.
oh, okay.
But yeah, we're a little diverse, I guess, because we worked on a lot of those ice machines and small coolers, like reaching coolers. But it's always good to learn a little bit of everything.
Yeah, helps you out. Definitely
Yeah.
helps you out. So that way, you know, you can some job security, right? So
yeah, definitely. I'd rather do that. I like to try and stay away from residential.
yeah. Yeah, I never did residential. I mean, I've done it for like family members and friends, but I've always been in the commercial side. So always done commercial.
Like,
so
from what I've seen, I feel like they're more a pain in the ass.
yeah, I guess it's you know a little bit different. You know, I don't know. Some people like it better than the commercial stuff. So you know, to each their own, right? You know. So
yeah, definitely.
There should be some more people joining in. Hey there, Isaiah. How you doing?
I'm doing
good, man.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So I'm just kind of okay, cool. So I think I sent everybody the invites. Sweet. So what have you been working on this week, Isaiah?
A good buddy of mine called his gas station. His ice machine went out.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievably. I got a water pump. The water filter was all plugged up. It had a bad compressor capacitor.
Right on.
It came back and It wasn't even putting out any more water to finish the cleaning cycle. The water sensor was bad.
Oh, okay.
You don't know that. Like some people say until you get the unit running, and you find out that there's something else wrong.
Yeah.
I just got my new piece of my new gear just set up today. Finally. About
What's
time.
that? What gear is that?
My new seat that I've been using.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that sucker's nice. Took me forever to get it going.
All right.
Whoa, son of a bitch. Let me set you up right here. Whoa, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Right on. What's your name? It says Rookie Refrigeration. What's your name?
My name's Hi.
You said hi?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm Ruben.
That's right, Ruben.
You sent
Okay.
me the invite a minute ago.
Yeah. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. How about you?
Hanging in there. Hanging in there. What kind of work do you do?
I actually just started commercial refrigeration for about 5 months ago or so.
Oh, okay.
And before that, I was mainly residential and commercial air conditioning. So.
Cool. Right on. I muted you for a minute, Melvin, because it got kind of loud. So that way everybody else can hear for a minute. So you said you're mainly commercial refrigeration, you said?
Now I am, but
Oh,
I
okay.
used to be primarily residential AC and some commercial AC.
Got you. And you're making videos, right? I think I've seen them on YouTube.
What's that?
I said you put videos up on YouTube, don't you?
I try.
Okay. I think I've seen a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I try. I mean, just every now and then I'll get a dumb call or a decent call, and I'll just make a video out of it, man. I mean, why not? It's entertaining enough.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's, I started putting my videos up just because I was trying to train my employees, and then I just decided to go ahead and make them public. I shouldn't say train my employees. It was just trying to help them because I had hired a few new employees kind of all at once. So it was just an easier way for me to get them acclimated to the way that we did things and dealt with our customers and stuff. So that was the whole point of uploading my videos. And then I just decided to make them public, and it's kind of just took off from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Right on. So you did you have to work yesterday? Did you have the day off?
No, yesterday I actually worked. I got lucky. I didn't get any calls on Thanksgiving Day. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually just got back from a call maybe an hour ago or so today. So.
Right on. Yeah, I'm actually not on call today. So I had another guy on call on Thanksgiving, and then the same thing for this weekend. So our call rotation's different though. So we don't take a week at a time. We do, if this makes sense, I've got everybody gets 1 day during the week, and then one guy gets 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we rotate. And everybody, you don't get the same day every week. So it's a rotating schedule. So that way you don't have a week's long call. That's why we did that, to try to not bombard people in the summertime so they wouldn't get 60 hours of normal work and then have to work all weekend too. So we try to do that at least. So
yeah, that's good.
Yep, it works out. We get a lot of overtime calls though where we're at, so it kind of keeps us busy. So that's why we tried to do that, to try to take it easy on the guys so they weren't going crazy. So
yep.
But
I actually don't mind a few hours of overtime every now and then, especially being my first year in commercial or in any sort of refrigeration. I actually enjoy taking a few more calls just to learn.
Sorry, I took my headphones off for a second. My daughter was asking me a question. I didn't hear the last thing you said. You said you actually what? Don't mind the overtime?
Yeah, I don't mind taking a few calls every now and then, just because this is my first year in refrigeration, so I don't mind picking up a few calls here and there just to get exposed to more of this stuff that we work on, and
yeah, for sure.
Learning curve and also.
Yeah, I definitely have worked a lot of overtime in the past. It used to be a lot worse for us, but things have kind of mellowed out for the most part. I mean, you know, we've kind of gotten a handle on our customers and let go of a lot of the ones that were like really far out of our area. So we don't get like crazy overtime anymore. I mean, there was a point when we were getting, you know, 50, 60 hours, you know, constantly, even in the wintertime. And it's kind of calmed down a little bit. So sometimes you would push 70 hours in the summertime, but we've kind of chilled out on that. And, for everybody that's inside the live stream and just watching the live stream, just so that you guys know, this isn't like a crazy technical. This was more of just a Google Hangout, and you know, you guys are more than welcome to join. You're more than welcome to ask questions. I'll try to get to them. But yeah, this was just more of a relaxed hangout, not a crazy technical topic or anything like that. So if that's what you guys were looking for, you guys should probably tune in on Monday, because I'll do my normal live stream on Monday where I answer questions and cover the video topics and stuff. So cool. So Isaiah, you were saying that ice machine you were working on. So do you guys normally work on that stuff?
Yeah. My dad did it a lot, you know, this time before, he got out of the field for a little while until I became interested.
Oh, okay.
We're just helping, just family and in-laws and friends whenever they need something, fixed with AC or refrigeration.
Gotcha.
Oh, I was pissed. When it bit me in the ass, I was pissed when they did that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think ice machines is the least item that we work on over where I'm at. I mean, we mainly do, refrigerated warehouses and large refrigerated spaces, a few restaurants, but ice machines are, I think I've touched one in the time we've been here. I've been here, so.
Okay. Yeah, I do a lot of ice machine work. It's hard. It's kind of hard for me to get video on the ice machines, because a lot of times it's because I film with my phone. So a lot of times I'm like up in the machine. So it's not really like I can take a step back approach and get a lot of film on them. So I try to, but I'm trying to figure out a better way to film some of that stuff. So like to upgrade some kind of a camera setup or something, but I don't know. I've tried out GoPros and they're just not my favorite. So I probably need to give the new one a shot, because I know a lot of people like the new one. But
Yep. Yeah, there is one thing that I heard that's I've heard that's pretty freaking reliable. It's it's eyeglass cameras. I've seen them. They really seem to be pretty dang reliable.
Yeah, I've seen the eyeglass cameras, but it's first off, I've looked into them and the battery life isn't that good, and then the video quality isn't quite as good as the phones. So that's why I kind of haven't gone that way, but I know it's going to get there. That'd be kind of nice, because I could do things a lot more discreet if I just had glasses on.
Yep.
Be a lot nicer, but yeah, it is a little odd when I have to walk.
The GoPros had. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it'd be a lot nicer if GoPro had better video and probably audio quality. I think I tried making one video out of a GoPro and it didn't make it anywhere. Just deleted everything and started filming out of my phone. So
yeah, the GoPro, yeah, it was kind of difficult for me. The audio quality is definitely not as good, but they're saying, and again, I haven't bought it just because it's so much money, but they're saying that this new GoPro they just came out with is a lot better. It has better image stabilization. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just hard though, because do you want to go drop $800 to try something out?
Yep. Speaking of which, on this topic, I remember about a couple of years ago, I actually got the Hero Session GoPro camera, and I listened to the audio. It's pretty dang good. In my opinion, it was good enough. I actually got a compliment from one of my subscribers right when I first started doing HVAC YouTube videos. I got a compliment on how good the audio was on my video I recorded with it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
Hey Chris, you think you can get a GoPro to send you one?
I don't know if I'm quite there yet, I've thought I've got a list. Oh shoot, I don't even know where my list is. I've got like this list that I've been making of people that I want to email and like ask them if they want to work with me, like send me tools to try out and stuff. Like, cause that's kind of how the Veto thing worked out. Like with the Veto bag that I'm giving away was I just emailed Veto and was just asking them like, hey, I'd love to work with you guys and try something out and do a video on it. So I've been like coming up with a list of people, but GoPro, I don't think I'm quite big enough for them. So, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be worth, you know, it wouldn't hurt to send an email, I guess, but.
Yeah. I wasn't going to stay longer. I had some stuff to do in the morning. That's what I'm going to try to just come in, breathe with you for a little bit, then run, make her, you know, you got to run. Right
on. All right, bud.
Yeah.
Well, it's good hanging out. We'll see you later, okay?
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
So I guess this is what AC techs do on Saturday nights or so.
I don't think this is a normal thing, but yeah. I just wanted to try.
I mean, I'm on call and I'm a dad. I got 3 kids and I'm definitely not the going out type, but I mean, I see some young bucks around here that are hanging out on Saturday, and I guess it's not that bad. They could be doing something worse.
Yeah. I same thing. My kids are in the other room and they're older. I mean, they're still young though. My daughter's 12 and 9, so they're just hanging out. If I let them be, they'll sit at their computers all night. I have to go in there and like, all right, guys, it's time to get off, you know? So they're just happy that I'm letting them hang on their computers for a while. So
yeah,
it's actually just doing some Christmas shopping yesterday. And it's, you know, it's funny because I don't know if you've run into this, but I have such a hard time because every year it seems like the Christmas gifts get more and more expensive. And then, you know, my standards of what I think I should, you know, spend on my kids, you know, at first it was like, okay, we're going to spend $100 on each one. And then that gets blown out of the water, you know, and then it's like every year it just goes more and more. And it's like, man, you know, these kids, they are seriously spoiled. I mean, they're good kids, but yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah. It's, I think my kids this year are asking for, like Galaxy S9 edges and yeah. I'm not gonna give a 11-year-old a close to $1,000 phone. So
I hear you, dude. I hear you. I really struggled with my daughter when we got her a phone, and what we ended up doing was giving her my wife's old phone and then got my wife a new phone. But we got her that when she was 11, and I had a really hard time because I can't comprehend that an 11-year-old needs a cell phone. It's still, I have a hard time with it, but I know times have changed and my wife has had this big discussion with me, and it was hard for me to realize that my kid needed a cell phone. You know, my wife's like, she needs to take it to school. And I'm like, no, like she doesn't need a phone at school. Come on. But
I remember I didn't even have a phone in high school.
Same here, bro.
To be honest, but,
how old are you?
But see, I'm 36. Actually, okay. I'm sorry, 37. I just hit 37.
Right on. Yeah, I'm 35, so about the same. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like I think we gave our oldest a phone when he was 12, and when the other 2 became, I think they were like 10 years old, he got mad because he was saying I had to wait till I was 12 and they got it at 10. And then nowadays, I wish I would have never given him a phone. I really wish I could just take him away, but. It's pretty difficult, man. I mean, that's society today.
Yeah, and you do have to admit, and I admit that now that my daughter has a phone, like I understand. And it's nice because, like, for instance, my daughter had a sleepover at a friend's house and I had to go pick them up and I didn't know where I was going. And I couldn't get a hold of my wife, and I just turned on the GPS app and I tracked my daughter's phone and I was like, oh, okay, this is where she's at. And I knocked on the door, and, you know, I was like, oh, that was kind of nice. Like being able to know where my daughter is at all times. That's cool. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely pros. I just don't know if the social buildings there today, because they could be on their phones 24/7. They don't even go outside and run around and play with the other kids, you know, from the neighborhood or anything. So
I was watching. There was like some, I don't know, meme or whatever thing going around on Facebook on my personal page, and someone shared it, and it was talking about like our generation, people that were born, you know, no later than 84. And it was talking about how we still know what it's like to play outside because we were before the internet. Like we, you know, the internet came out and became popular when we were still kids. So we remembered a time without it. And that is true because our kids don't know any different, you know, and they, it's just normal for them to want to play on a computer all day. And we try to get them to go outside, and they enjoy it, but it's still, interesting. But
Yeah, definitely different times nowadays. I mean,
Yep.
we got our kids' bikes one Christmas, and I think they used them for a month, and then we just got rid of them because
we got our
Yeah.
kids' bikes well, I shouldn't say we. Santa got our kids' bikes last Christmas, and they're still sitting in the garage. I mean, they might have used them 3 or 4 times. And
Yeah.
me and my wife are just looking at them going, wow, yeah, we really got use out of those, huh?
Exactly. It's just definitely different times, man. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
it.
Darkstorm in the chat, you had asked if I ever work on clean restaurants. I actually, believe it or not, if you think that the restaurants that I work in are dirty, you should see some of the dirty ones, because I mean, for the most part, yeah, my restaurants are pretty clean. And when you work in the restaurant industry and you get to see some of the nasty ones, yeah, but trust me, my ones are clean. And I tend to I've let go of customers, not just because they were dirty, but there was a lot of factors, but that was one of the things where I couldn't handle working with the customers because they're so nasty and they didn't pay in different things. But yeah, my restaurants are pretty clean. So I don't think you can see the chat, can you, Ruben?
I cannot actually.
Yeah, so there's a whole YouTube, like if you watch this on YouTube, there's the normal YouTube chat if you've ever seen my live stream. So there's 66 people watching this, and they're all chatting in the YouTube live thing right now too. So there's like whole conversations going on over there. But they're all sitting there watching this. But
Yeah, I'm sure they like looking at my face.
yeah,
They're like,
whatever.
"Hey, who's that guy?"
Ulysses says hi.
You know
You know-
what?
you know Ulysses?
Yeah, I work with that fool.
Oh, okay.
He said that he's gonna get on the live chat as well, but of course, like always, he chickens out.
Well, there ain't no intimidation on this one because I'm nobody. So come on in, Ulysses.
Come on in, buddy. We'll take it easy on you.
Yeah. It only hurts for the first few. But all right. Now, so I take it you're in Texas then?
Yeah, up in
Yeah.
Fort Worth,
Okay.
Texas. I wonder if can you see or hear me well? I mean, I'm getting some
Yeah.
lag over on this end.
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
So every once in a while it kind of lags out, but not bad. And then I think that it's fine right now, Melvin, but I was getting a bunch of audio from you.
Yeah, I think I was having issues with because I had my Bluetooth connected.
Oh, okay.
And I guess it was just picking up excessive noise, and I had my wife and kids like watching TV on the other
Gotcha.
room. So I think that's probably what you were hearing.
Yeah, it's a little bit better now. So
Yeah, I just disconnected it. I'm just going straight off the computer now.
cool.
My wife was walking past me, looking at me like I'm crazy talking to the computer.
Yeah. This is, I do have to admit, this is a little bit weird. A bunch of guys getting on the computers to talk to each other, right? I mean, it is a little strange.
Yeah, she was looking at me like if I'm retarded.
Yeah.
She walked in like, who are you talking to?
I tell you what, so since I started making these videos, I get communications from people like all over the place. It's really cool. And I've had some interesting people contact me. So that's been interesting, like where I just get like random messages from people. And no joke, I got a phone call from someone too. And my phone number's not published. They had to work for it. I don't even, and when I found out how they got the number, it was very interesting. And it actually, the person had meant no harm, but it was just kind of creepy at first because this person called me and was talking to me. And it's like, how did you get my number? And then when the person like told me what they went through to find my phone number, it was just kind of like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. A little strange.
Yeah, that's
kind of creepy, but yeah.
Sense of security, like, okay.
Yeah. Kind of makes me start to wonder like about my family and stuff. I'm like, how much, I don't know. I guess probably not worry about that.
Have you had a lot of like people trying to apply for your company as well?
Yeah, I've had a few people come, I mean, I've made it public that I'm always looking for technicians and stuff. So yeah, I've had a few people send me resumes. Haven't hired anybody yet, but if the people that are watching and you guys, I'm sure everybody realizes that I'm very particular in the way that I work. I guess you can say I'm an asshole. So if it comes across in my videos, it's pretty much an asshole. So I have a pretty strict criteria of hiring people. So yeah, it is what it is.
You want to make sure you're doing a good job. You don't want to. There's a lot of companies out there already doing what they say hacks. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So hey Justin, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, so there's a lot of I should say my customers, they demand a certain amount of quality from me because we've had a lot of customers that we've dealt with for a long time. And so, you know, we've built relationships. And then when we hire new people, it's like, it's not that they don't know how to work. They all know what they're doing. It's just getting used to the way that we do things and deal with our customers. And the customers expect a certain amount of communication from us. And so it's just, you know, that's the difficult thing is when people come to work for us, is just getting them used to the style and the way that we deal with customers and different things. So Justin, you're the one that talks to me about the McDonald's, right?
Yeah,
Right on.
I do all their heating, cooling, air conditioning, or refrigeration, and I do the cooking equipment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't mess with the cooking equipment, but
I want to either.
yeah, it's some of that stuff can be a little bit dirty, but I guess, you know, some people like working on the cooking equipment, so I guess whatever, you know. I don't think it's too difficult, right? I think some of it, especially though when you get into the fryers, it's probably just kind of hard to get into some of the pumps and different things.
Yeah. We got a pretty uneven split between gas and electric too. I hate working on electric fryers. Changing the heating elements is just a nightmare. But gas fryers, I mean, they're pretty basic. I don't actually get a lot of problems out of fryers though.
That's cool. Yeah, I would say that, you know, when I'm working in the restaurants, I don't see the fryers being worked on. Definitely not as much as I see the refrigeration being worked on for sure. So
Yeah. You know what's funny, Chris? You were talking about hiring and a certain quality and all that. When I got hired at this company, when I got interviewed with my boss, it was actually a few phone interviews because he was up here in Fort Worth and I was down south in Brownsville. It was an 8-hour drive or so.
mm-hmm.
And so when we were talking and chatting back and forth, it was, I mean, I told him, I'm like, look, I've done commercial air conditioning, but I have not done a single second of refrigeration, whether it's your basic, you know, smallest of your refrigeration systems to anything else. And I explained to him that I was looking to get into refrigeration for a few months now, but nobody would give me a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of ended up working where we, like I said, we just spoke a few times and you know, I just said I just really need a shot. You know, it's I don't know exactly what I'll bring to the table, and he gave me a shot, man. You know, he was cool about it, and not gonna lie, I've had a few days where it's you can tell it's a little rough going from air conditioning to refrigeration. Just some of the bells and whistles on the systems, but you know, I think I'm getting the hang of it pretty good. Just you know, it is a different animal for anybody that just thinks, oh, I'm going to go from straight up residential systems to commercial refrigeration or refrigerated warehouses and all that. It is a little different, man. It's something you definitely got to get used to.
Yeah, the refrigerated warehouses, I mean, I realize I know a little bit about my small sector refrigeration, and I realize it's the same concepts, but I would be intimidated myself working on the bigger stuff. But I mean, I know I'd be able to step back and kind of figure it out, but I'd still be intimidated for sure.
You're just being humble.
Yeah.
Intimidated. I just had one actually Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and my boss just happened to show up at the job site that I was on, and I had been there maybe an hour. And long story short, man, I was getting my ass kicked by a unit with low charge. So, and that was it. It was just low on charge, and I mean, I think I would have eventually figured it out. Like you said, step back and think about it. But something as simple as a low charge with a few more bells and whistles will definitely get you.
Yeah. Anybody that's coming into the live stream right now, if you don't already know, we're just kind of doing a Google Hangout. I also have the chat going. You guys are more than welcome to come into the Google Hangout if you guys want to. Just email me at hvacrvideos@gmail.com and I'll send you guys the link to join the live the Google Hangout if you guys want to. If not, you could just watch and lurk.
Just lurk around.
Yeah. Is that what is the song that NorCal Dave sings on his videos? We love the lurkers.
You know what? I've never even heard that song before until I saw his channel.
That's him singing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's his own
Oh,
music.
is it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's him singing in a band. So because the YouTube stuff, you got to be really careful about putting music on your videos because you'll get copyrighted stuff. So I know Dave has a band and I'm pretty sure that's him singing. Because I know if I remember right in his videos, he likes that kind of music, like I'm trying to think what that's called. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Dave singing in that. So yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. If anybody, I'm sure everybody in here knows who NorCal Dave is, but if you don't, check out his channel. Just look up NorCal Refrigeration, I believe, is what his channel's called.
Yeah.
So cool, dude.
Which one's that? The guy from Boston?
Boston is Chris Cassie. So that's CSC Refrigeration.
Yeah, that's the one I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Very good guy. Chris started his channel just a little bit after mine. It's hard for him to get videos though because he goes into a slow season right now. I know he's told me that before. So, but yeah, he's a really cool dude. And then you've got Rick in here too with Northwest Ohio HVAC videos. He's in the chat. He does some really good videos too. So he's been really hustling on those.
Yeah, I've checked some of his videos out. He's a good guy.
Yeah, good guy, good videos. So yeah, the YouTube community was really interesting because I've watched a lot of guys on YouTube for many years before I did my channel, and they definitely gave me the motivation to do this because I myself am not I'm a very private person and I usually don't share stuff like that. If you'd have asked me 3 years ago that, if I would have had a YouTube channel, I'd say, hell no, I wouldn't do that. But Rick, it's HVAC here. I'll just type it in the chat, dude.
I thought about making videos maybe for about the last year or so, but like you said, I never really thought about it until you should just try it. Maybe you'll like it. And I mean, it's definitely something to do, just put some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, a year ago, I was looking at NorCal Dave's channel for, I want to say a couple months straight, just because I wanted to see what refrigeration was all about. Because like I said, I had zero experience whatsoever. So I think I was stuck on his channel for a few months. And from there, that's when I found some other channels like Alex. I found your channel on there. Mm-hmm. A few others that I follow. So
Alex was definitely one of the ones. And then you get, some of the old ones like the Jim Pedinato.
Yeah.
He doesn't make videos anymore, but he had some great videos. I'm pretty sure I heard through the grapevine though that he just got eaten up in the comments and different things. And that stuff starts to get to you after a while. I mean, even I get a bunch of assholes in the comments that, you got to just kind of try to let it go. But Jim, he definitely came from the old school methods. But I mean, that's kind of how I learned too, was learning from my dad. And my dad had a lot of old school style. And he, taught me a lot of good and bad things. So, and then I learned which things to use. And it came from a different time though. Cause like my dad started in the industry in the early, I'd say probably late 70s, early 80s, and things were different then. They didn't have things that were as efficient and fancy as we do now. And, like, I'll be honest with you, to this day, if I ask my dad what superheat is, he doesn't know. You know, I don't use that crap. You know, I mean, he always taught me just to do things, you know, just by charging by pressures and different things. And it's not that I'm knocking him. It's just that was a different time, and that was the way people did things differently back then. But I tell you what, I mean, before I started working with my dad, and now we own the company together, but before I started working with him, his business had been successful for many years. So obviously he was doing something right. So just different times. But yeah, the Jim Pettinato, you know, he has some old school ways of doing things, but and even NorCal Dave does. But I mean, there's obviously something to it. You know, I mean, if you've got the mentality and the ability to break things down and fix them, you know, I'd say like NorCal Dave definitely has adopted a lot of the new style and new technologies, and he's a very smart dude, you know, so.
Hey, you did that giveaway about that Veto bag yet?
Yeah, that's going to be coming out because I'll probably do it on Monday when I do my normal live stream. I actually had so many entries, I'm going to give away a second bag too. So I'm going to be giving away the MB bag, which is the small little one that I had in there. And then also I have an open top bag that, gosh, I think it's an OTM something or other. It's a big open top bag. I'll give that away too. So basically everybody that's already, what's that?
Sorry. I think it's the OTC.
OTC, that sounds about right. Yeah. So I'll give that away too. I actually won that a while back, like in a raffle, and never even used it. So it's still sitting there brand new. So I figured, why not? So we had like 300 or something entries. So still good odds. So yeah, I'll do that on.
I commented on there.
Cool. Yeah. Then you're in. And if anybody's watching the live stream and they haven't yet, if you watch my video where I reviewed the Veto bag, it was like 3 videos back, watch the video and it tells you the instructions on how to enter the giveaway. I had originally said I would only do it for 2 days, but I'm just going to let it go until Monday. So keep doing what it says in the video, and I'll get you guys entered, and we'll do that giveaway Monday when I do my live stream at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So.
And on Monday, you're gonna do a live stream, just a more technical live stream, right? Answering questions. So
yeah, it won't be a Google Hangout. It'll just be a technical. I usually do them for about 45 minutes to an hour on Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And usually what I do is because I get a bunch of questions because I do 2 videos a week. So I get a bunch of questions. So I'll usually answer the questions from Friday and from Monday's video and try to lump them in there and then answer everybody else's questions too. So, but yeah, I'll do the drawing on that live stream. So, but
yeah,
and
sometimes you miss out on some videos. Like I know you'll go live and stuff, but you know how it is. You get caught up and get home at 10 at night or something.
Definitely. But that's always why the live streams go up as a video too on the YouTube channel. So you can always watch them again. And there's usually nothing inside there. Guys that have sent me emails, I'm going to respond to you guys right now. So I just have to find this link. I need to get better at this internet stuff because I know there's easier ways, and I know I'm gonna not doing this the right way, and I'll get better.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different social media platforms.
Yeah, and I'm definitely feeling very, very old when it comes to being able to navigate all this stuff. So
yeah, because I see some on the YouTube that people are like, "Oh yeah, I hit you up on Facebook, other than this, and your email, and then."
Yeah, I try to I do decent with Facebook, but I know a lot of people don't like Facebook anymore. I'm probably not as active as I should be on Instagram. I know that's a more popular one right now, but yeah, I'm getting there, getting a little bit better.
It was good for something like this. I think Instagram is more social. I think for any company, you know, like company wise or informative videos, I think is better Facebook, my opinion.
True.
There's Northwest Ohio.
Rick coming in right now. How you doing, Rick?
Yep. Hey, I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, man. I see
what's up, guys?
See you in your office now. I saw
you sound good.
Okay, cool. Right on. Are you on?
My wife.
What mic are you using? It sounds pretty decent.
It's actually on the computer. I'm using the webcam on my laptop.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, right on. That works out good.
It's built into the computer. I'm using a Toshiba.
There you go. Yeah, we were just kind of talking earlier that I was talking to Ruben about, like, I was doing some Christmas shopping, and kids are getting expensive, man. Kids are getting more and more expensive, and me and I can't really talk right now because my kids can probably hear me in the other room, but yeah, they're getting expensive. So, but
it is what it is, man. Just let them know the truth.
Yeah. It's been interesting too with our kids, because over the last couple years, you know, my wife and I were never very good about budgeting and stuff like that, and we've definitely over the last couple years gotten a lot better with that. And so then the kids had to get used to it, and they were so used to us just spending money like crazy, and so it was kind of like a culture shock to them, because they're like, "What? We can't just go out to dinner every night anymore?" And you know, it's like, no, we're not doing that anymore. You know. So.
Are you guys hearing like 10 different people at one time?
Yep.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not either.
No.
It's probably.
They're probably. Do you have the YouTube on right now at the same time?
Oh yeah, turn off the YouTube.
Oh, that's what it is. Duh.
Yeah, turn off the YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's better. Duh. My bad.
Yeah, I did that on one of the live streams that I was doing on Monday evenings, and I was all confused because that was one of the moments that I really felt like an idiot, because I'm sitting in here and all I hear is my head's just exploding, and it's like, what the hell's going on? And I'm like trying to mute everything, and you know, I put this stupid mixing board over here and I don't know how to use the thing, and I'm like, oh, what buttons? And I'm pushing buttons and trying to shut everything up, and yeah.
I do on the weekends, and I should have known that. It's basically feedback. Jeez.
I saw your mixing board on like a Facebook post or something like that. That thing's huge, dude. But you've got a lot of stuff going on because they're paying on the church band and stuff, right? So they've got a lot of.
Yeah, we got a 48 channel digital Yamaha mixer board. Basically, it's commercial grade quality.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got into team. So I was into that stuff, and I just recently probably stopped back in 2011. But if I was to flip my laptop around, you'd see all the equipment still.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to this stuff.
Start shooting things from in here.
I have all kinds of ideas and things that I want to do with videos, and I want to be able to bring in like audio and different things, but it's like it's so painstaking for me trying to figure out this mixing board and how to do like a mix minus setup and different. It's just like my head's just exploding. I'm getting there, but it's just a lot of reading and different things.
Learning a whole new trade.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Something I would not expected that I would have been doing. But yeah, I watched your video, Rick. That was a good video, dude. And I liked how you had, showed you owned up to a problem. I had sent you an email about it, or a message about it, but it's interesting. I think it's important that people realize that we're just normal people and we make mistakes too. I think I've owned up to a few things in my videos before, but it's also, people got to realize that, most of the time when us guys are putting on YouTube, like, there's a lot more stuff going on there. A lot of times we have to edit it down, because as far as like our videos go and stuff, like we see the analytics, and nobody wants to watch a video that's 45 minutes long. Nobody's going to watch it. You might have 2 people. So, we cut our stuff down, so we have to. So sometimes it's difficult for us to get everything we want to get in there. Even when we're showing a video where we think, oh man, I got to show all this stuff because it's really important. We have to cut a lot of that stuff out. So.
Yeah, because on average, it looks like maybe 40 to 50% of the people actually watch all the way through. And most of my videos are more, and I'm cutting 15 minutes to 17 minutes on average.
Yeah, I'd say that my average viewership is about 6.5 minutes on my videos. So that's 6.5 to 7 minutes is about the average viewership. And I mean, I get a lot of views, but yeah, so it's important that if you've got a message, you gotta, that's a whole nother thing, a whole nother metric to these videos is learning when to put the right things in them to grab people's attention to finish the video. Because obviously the whole point of my videos, and Rick's too, I know it is to teach and to show the cool stuff that we see. So it's like, man, there's so much important stuff you guys got to watch, to the end, because there's going to be a lot there.
And a lot of times we have no control into. And we show up to the job and we just start recording. Then all of a sudden, something comes of it. Maybe something doesn't come of it. And like recently, since I do residential too, in addition to these other things, and interested in those ideas and stuff that we have on that, because my viewership seems to be best on the refrigeration and walk-in coolers and stuff. So what I was going to do was kind of throw it out there. What are you guys wanting to see? If you want to see it, I'm just bored to death of it because that's what I started with, and I've been doing it forever. So I really like to get into the bigger industrial stuff, but it's just a hard thing to break into.
Yeah, I would definitely say that as far as viewers go, my most popular videos are walk-in cooler, walk-in freezers also. And those, when you start looking it up too, I know that Rick uses a similar app that I do, or plugin called TubeBuddy. When you look at TubeBuddy's, search results and different things too, some of the most popular search terms on YouTube are walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer, walk-in cooler defrost, walk-in freezer defrost. Like those are the most popular things. So that's why I have more of those videos, but there's definitely a lot of other stuff that I work on too. And we all try to mix it in there.
Just be real, man. Nobody wants to see residential stuff.
I would like to see some more industrial stuff.
More what?
Industrial stuff.
Industrial stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great if Ulysses started making videos again. So I know he tries to put them up every once in a while, but because he'd be able to show some more of that industrial stuff.
Was that you talking about?
Ulysses. He was in this chat earlier. I don't know what his YouTube name is. What is his YouTube name? Ruben, do you remember what it is?
Who's that?
Ulysses. What's his YouTube name? Do you know? For his channel?
I think it's his name. Ulysses.
Yeah, I think it is.
Palacio.
Yeah, Ulysses Palacio. Yeah.
I see him right here in the comments right now.
Yeah, he's in the comments. Is he in the new comments? He was there earlier.
Dude, just tell him to jump in, man. I'm about to call him on the other phone.
Yeah, tell him, jump in. Why do I not see his name right now? Is he?
It's up in the top.
Oh, okay, yeah, he was up there in the top. Yeah. So yeah, he was the one that started making all the videos about compressor teardowns and different things. He was one of the first people. That's where he's probably one of his most popular things that he ever did was he would cut apart every single compressor that he ever replaced. And he has all these videos of him cutting compressors apart. And to this day, people still will send him, comment about him on the Facebook pages and different things. Whenever they have a compressor problem, they'll ask him, what's this? What's that? Because I'm assuming, I don't want to speak for him, but I'm assuming that he was wondering how they work. So he just started cutting them apart. And yeah, he stopped uploading though, and not as much as he was. So I'm sure it has something to do with his new job though, because I know he has a totally different job now. So
yeah, I think I started watching some of his videos about a year ago as well. Just, I mean, everything really. I mean, I was just on YouTube a lot, but I came across a lot of installs and whatever he was working on. So yeah, he's definitely got a few compressors he's cut open on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. But I
think he even has one where the compressor's running while it's open. That one's pretty cool.
Interesting. I'll have to look that one up. I don't know if I remember seeing that one. And I know I've seen a compressor running before. Have you ever seen the ones where the manufacturer puts a plastic housing over the compressor?
Yeah.
And then you can see through it though while it's working. That's a pretty cool one. And then they operate it. So that's an interesting one. Have you ever seen those?
Come up on screen.
You're trying to get what?
The chat to come up on the screen, because all I see is just you guys. I don't see what the people are saying.
So what you need to do is you need to open up YouTube. You need to and then in the side of YouTube where the chat is at, there'll be 3 dots, and you click on those dots and you push pop out chat, and then you close YouTube, and the chat will stay on your screen. So watch, I will show you how to do it right now. I'll just show you on my screen. Hang on. So let me click share. And, oh, which screen is it? Hang on. I got too many screens going on here, so I got to remember which one's which. Okay, so let's pull that. Okay, so it's that screen right there. So, okay, so you should be able to see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you need to do is open up YouTube. So I'm going to open up YouTube right now. We may hear something for a minute because I'll have to shut it up. Okay, look, Rick, you're on there.
Oh, really? Great.
Okay, so I just paused it so you can see. Let me pull it over here. So here's YouTube. So I just paused YouTube so it wouldn't talk anymore, and you can see the chat right here on the right-hand side.
Okay.
So if you click, there's 3 buttons on the right, and click pop out chat, and then you can close the YouTube screen, and now the chat will sit there, and you can read the whole chat now.
All right. I'll see if I can
If
get you
that
loaded
makes
back up. Yeah. Let me see if I can find you real quick.
So
I got it.
Jumping back to the video targeting with the most search terms being walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer. I feel like a bigger part of that is because some people feel like there's so much information to grasp there, even though some systems can be pretty simple, like walk-in cooler just being an air defrost because it doesn't need any type of like hot gas or electric defrost. And then you got like your walk-in freezers that can be more complex, I guess. There's just, for me personally, I like to watch the videos targeting coolers and freezers because I obviously work on them every day. And I just feel like that's something that there's just so much information that you can gather and gain and keep, that it's just something that you can't get enough of, I guess, would be the simple term.
that
for
makes
that.
sense. That makes sense. And you know, it's one of those things too, because I work on walk-in coolers and freezers, and don't get me wrong, I don't want this to sound bad, but like I work on them so much that it feels like sometimes I could work on them in my sleep. And I don't mean to be bragging or anything. It's just one of those things where I work on them every day. And I guess that makes sense because really the walk-in cooler or the walk-in freezer is where everything comes together. You know, you can work on a reach-in cooler and you could understand, you know, little concepts, but when you get to the walk-in
'Cause
cooler,
it's all right there.
it's all right there and it's bigger and, you know, and it's a little more complex. I get it, you know, I get it. And, but I would say that things like electric defrost, you know, on a walk-in freezer, that was probably one of my number one things that I was completely overwhelmed by. I just did not understand it. And it took a long time for it to make sense to me. And when it finally happened though, it was like, oh, okay, click. And then now it just totally makes sense. But I'll be honest with you, if you throw me on a system that has hot gas defrost, I'm going to have a hiccup. I'm going to be like, wait a minute. Okay, I got to think about this for a minute. Because every day, 99% of the stuff that I work on, I'd say 99.9% of the stuff I work on is electric defrost.
Yeah.
So I don't work on a lot of hot gas defrost. So when I do, you know, it's kind of like, oh, I got to stop and think for a minute. You know, it doesn't come to me as fast. But
what is your fallback to if you're kind of like stuck on something? What is your resources? Is it kind of just thinking about operation, and or do you have other people that you call, or do you got? I mean, obviously, most manufacturers have tech support lines.
Yeah. So tech support is kind of my last resort.
Yeah.
Because usually it's a 45-minute to an hour and a half phone call to try to get a hold of someone. And then by then, most of the time you've probably figured it out. So, you know, I do emphasize leaning on tech support when you can, but you know, it's a little difficult. You know, I would say that I like installation and operation manuals is one of the number one things. And just a lot of times they don't tell you everything, but if you read them and really think about it, they give you a lot of information that you can kind of put together. I would say that, you know, just using the basic theories that I have in my head, I can step back and stop for a minute, go take a lunch and just think about it for a few minutes and think about what's going on. You know, it's kind of hard to say. If I had to recommend a book, I think I probably already told you, but Commercial Refrigeration for Air Conditioning Technicians by Dick Wurz is a great book because it has some pretty practical information in it. That'll definitely help. Get a lot of feedback right now.
Yeah, same here.
There it
Yeah,
is.
here.
Was it you, Melvin? Because I think you just muted your audio, huh?
Nah, I don't know what happened there, but
Oh,
I didn't touch it.
that's fine right now. It went away. It was just like a lot of audio feedback for a second. But it's all
Hey,
good.
Chris, I'm gonna jump in here real quick and just say that my phone's
What was that? You broke up there, Ruben? You hit
There
you
we
hit
go.
you hit mute on your audio, Ruben, so I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What were you saying?
Verizon, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, man, that my phone's dying and not charging for some reason. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go and get off. But you guys have a good night. All right.
Right on. Thanks
All
for
right, take
coming
it
in,
easy,
bud.
man.
We'll see you later.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right, bye.
Mhm.
Did you figure it out, Rick?
Yeah, I've got it now. I was too close to the X button. I was shooting for the whoops.
Right on. So Justin, so yeah, I'd say that commercial refrigeration book definitely helps. And then just reading the manuals. I mean, I don't have one clear way. I mean, obviously reach out to anybody that you can. And I know you reach out to me sometimes and I try to help you when I can, but I think that's a good way too. Just to try. I mean, I know I can't always get back with you, but
Right.
yeah, just if you can try to break them down, that's the way that I do things, is just try to step back and think about it. You know, I don't know if you guys heard it. I just did a podcast with oh shoot. Come on. Who did I just do the podcast to? Oh gosh, now I'm gonna embarrass
Was
myself.
that the Brian guy with the HVAC
No,
techs?
that's Brian Orr. I did that one a while back. Oh, come on. I'm having a brain fart right now. The dude in Canada. That's embarrassing, dude. Hold on. I just had an awesome podcast with him and I totally forgot his name. I probably shouldn't have said that on here.
Chat's saying HVAC know-it-all.
Yeah, HVAC know-it-all, Gary McCready. I just did a podcast with him. Gary, if you guys haven't heard it, and I'm sorry, Gary, if you hear that, I totally had a brain fart for a minute. I just did his podcast with him, and our discussion was stepping back and look at the big picture. And I gave an example of the ice machine video that I just uploaded where I was able to figure out like a bunch of problems. And long story short, the previous company found, didn't catch that the ice machine had the wrong water valve or water line coming to it. And, so anyways, it was the whole thing. But if you can step back and look at the big picture and think about it for a minute, a lot of times you can break those things down. And it makes a lot more sense when you can just kind of look back and, just try to think about everything that's going on. Let's see.
Yeah, it's funny relating your videos. Usually after you upload a video, I'll watch it, and then within a day or two, I will run into the same issue that was almost related to your video. Like the ice machine video that you had with all the water flow problems.
Mhm.
I actually had a similar problem where they ran a copper 1/4-inch water line, and when they were tightening it down, they actually bent the copper and kinked it.
Yep.
Where there was minimal water flow. So then I had a lot of harvesting issues and everything. And it was funny because I just watched your video like 2 or 3 days ago about it. And then the same with that freezer frosting up. I mean, you've seen the pictures I sent you of the freezer a couple days ago, and that came literally after like a day after I watched your video relating your freeze up issues that you had.
Real quick, I'm going to answer a question in the chat. The book that I mentioned was HVAC or Commercial Refrigeration for HVAC Technicians. No, Commercial Refrigeration for Air Conditioning Technicians by Dick Wers. Look that up on Amazon for all you guys that are doing refrigeration work. Dick Wers, I've talked to him personally. He's a great guy, and he has some really cool methods inside that book. I'm sorry, Justin. Yeah, I would say, in the tips that I give in my videos, there's nothing special about them. I mean, if you open up the Hoshizaki service manual or if you call Hoshizaki tech support or any ice machine tech support, the first thing they're going to tell you is water related issues. That's most of the problems with ice machines is water related. It's cleanliness, it's improper water coming into the machines. On that particular Hoshizaki, one of the #1 causes of freeze ups on Hoshizaki machines is not enough water coming into the machine, whether it be water flow caused by bad water filters, bad water valves, dirty, who knows? But I mean, it's water flow because the Hoshizaki machines have so much going on with them that, they use hot gas defrost to help to melt the ice off the evaporators, but something has to break the vacuum on that ice that's stuck to the evaporator, and that's the water running down the backside of the ice cubes. So, if you don't have enough water pressure or water flow or gallons per minute coming into that machine, that's exactly what was causing my problem. And on another note too, I just went back there to go change the bin thermostats this last week and put an extension bracket on the bin thermostats. So that way the ice won't build up as high, and the machines are still doing great. I still want them to get a plumber out to change the angle stop valve and get rid of those really small water feed lines they have on them, but the machines are still doing great. So
book you guys can look for some of these electrical handbooks like by Copeland here.
yes.
And this actually goes into the start relays, how to wire them, how they work. Some people ask me about that. It actually goes right into it. And you can also download the app from Copeland. And that right there, you can scan the barcode right on the compressor and get the rated load and running load amps and everything you want to know. The MCCA amps, I think it is, where it's already calculated in there, the maximum amperage it can do without going into thermal overload and all that stuff. So that's an awesome app to check out, is the Copeland one. And then I think Tecumseh and a few others of stuff.
Yeah, Tecumseh has the same app as the Copeland one. It's a great app. The Copeland app is definitely better than the Tecumseh one, and that the Copeland app will actually.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the Copeland app is if you go into it, see, if I was all set up on this, I could do a screen share and show all kinds of things, but I can't. So, but the Copeland app, you can look up a compressor model number. Not only can you get all the informations, you can do an analysis on the compressor based off of the pressures and the amperage you're reading, and it'll tell you if it's within spec. You can also pull up all the part numbers for that compressor, which is great. And you can pull up not just part numbers, but you can pull up service valve part numbers, crankcase heater part numbers, all that stuff. So the Copeland app is definitely worth it. So I'd say the book that I'm talking about, this is the newest version. I don't know if that's backwards or not to you guys, but Commercial Refrigeration by Air Conditioning Technicians. That's the newest version. That's a great one. I know he's coming out with a newer version than that too, but that's by Dick Wurz. And then another thing is these old Copeland manuals. These things, if you can get this book, these are really old. I got these back in school, but all these different manuals, the refrigeration fundamentals, this basically is just an intro to refrigeration. But this little book right here will kind of teach you how to be an engineer. Tells you how to size lines, how to figure out everything, what size lines you need to do for risers, for everything. So that book right there is great too. It has all different compressor information and all that good stuff. So
I feel
older.
What'd you say, Rick?
No, good. No, I was just going to say my book's a little bit older. We got, look at that recovery machine.
Yep. I remember seeing that book in my dad's office. Yeah. And now what were you going to say, Justin?
I feel like that would be a pretty good mentioning topic as far as like apps available, things like that, because a lot of people, I mean, we live in a pretty technical world now. I mean, everyone's got a smartphone, but there are a lot of apps like first starting out that I didn't know about that now that I use that make my life 100 times easier. As far as like Lennox Pros, most of our units are either York or Linux, so the Lennox Pro app is great for me. The newer Prodigy units, I mean, it'll give you a breakdown of basically any code it'll read there. Super simple app. There's just a lot of apps that I wish I knew about a long time ago.
Yeah.
That I know about now.
Yeah, I could probably do something like that. I've done it before, but yeah, I could probably do something like that again. I also get mixed up because I would also say anybody that's watching this, anybody that hasn't already heard, I'd suggest looking for your local RSES chapter. Excuse me. RSES is a training organization. They were probably one of the first, actually, I think they were one of the very first training organizations all the way back in like the 1940s or something like that. But anyways, they're still a resource. The RSES, though, what it was essentially, it was local chapters that would have meetings on a regular basis. They used to have hundreds and hundreds of members in each chapter. The membership has definitely died. There's not as many chapters out there anymore. But like locally, I have an RSES chapter that I'm part of. And the reason why I brought this up was a lot of times I do training classes for them. And sometimes I forget I mix the training classes that I've done with them as videos that I've done in my head. It's like, oh yeah, I already did that one, but wait, no, that was an RSES class. So I always forget like, oh yeah, I didn't do that as a video. It's funny too, because sometimes I have to go back and like review videos because people will comment on a video from like 90 videos ago. They're like, what did you do when you did this? And it's like, I gotta go rewatch the video. Hold on. And then it like comes back to me. But yeah, we could probably definitely do one on where we show the different apps and different things, because there's probably stuff that I don't even know about too. But the main ones I would say is the Copeland app, the Tecumseh app. And then I use Lennox Pros, like Justin was mentioning. Lennox Pros, I don't know if you know about that one, Rick, but I don't even have to call Lennox anymore. Or when I do call them, I have the part numbers for them because I find out all the information myself, part numbers, prices, and all that.
Prior to coming to where and all that, and could able to do all my ordering and look up and all that stuff. Another app too, if you guys mess with Carrier much, ComLit by Carrier. That one doesn't do too bad of a job, but compared to Linux, I mean, Linux was always kind of cool because you could get right into the engineer that built the unit and ask them a problem, which, you know, back then, I mean, the biggest problems they were having was every time they failed, they create more problems. Whereas Carrier seems to stick with the same unit forever and hardly ever changes anything.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. And I see RSES is mentioned in the chat too. I suggest you guys look up RSES. Even if you don't have a local chapter, just joining the RSES is worth $160 it is a year just to get access to the website. They do training. They do what do you want to call them? Not live streams, but the webinars or whatever. Yeah, webinars. They do webinars once a month usually, and they have a lot of training resources, especially their SAM manuals. If anybody's familiar with those, the SAM manuals have basically been written. They started getting written, you know, in the 1950s and 60s, and then they've just been added to ever since. And there's just a massive amount of knowledge and information in those things. So, and they still update the information too. So definitely a good resource if you guys can look into an RSES chapter. But yeah, our chapter of RSES here, I'd mentioned it earlier, is called the Arrowhead chapter, and we're pretty active. We do a meeting the second Tuesday of every month at a local community college. We have quite a few guys similar to myself that are all experienced techs that come. You know, we just volunteer our time, and I'd say we probably have about, on average, 15 to 45 people in every one of our meetings, usually students from the local community colleges and trade schools come in. So it's a good way to get them started because we can start them out with a good base, and they get to also network with their peers and different things. So that's one thing that's cool about the physical meetings that you can go to from RSES is it's a way to network, similar to what we're doing with the online community, but you know, you can actually meet some of the people in the area.
That's who my certification with through RSES.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it's interesting too if you guys are interested, you know, if some of the people watching the video or in the chat, you know, have NATE certifications and different things. Don't get me wrong, NATE is a great thing. I feel like any certification is better than none. So if you can get anything, but if you think NATE is difficult, if you've taken NATE, wait until you take an RSES CM examination, because the CM examination it's insanely difficult. I've taken it 2 times and I still haven't passed it. It's one of the most difficult tests I've ever taken in my life. It's very intimidating too, because they test you on everything all at once. So you get tests on gas, on steam, on oil, on electrical, on refrigeration, air conditioning, and so forth. And it's a 200 question test or something all at once. It's a pretty difficult one, but all right. So going through the chat, seeing what I'm missing here. Let's see. It's about.
Looks like NorCal just uploaded one.
I heard something. He uploaded a music video. Is that true? Someone said
it's got a manifold on there.
Oh, someone was saying something about a music video. I don't know if they were joking. We were talking earlier. I don't know if you know, but in the beginning of NorCal Dave's videos, that's him singing that song, "We Love the Lurkers." So he's doing his
I've
own.
asked him 100 times what they're saying, and he won't answer me.
It's we love the lurkers.
Lurkers,
But
like
at
you're
least
lurking around.
Yeah, like you're lurking around. At least that's the way I understand it. I've never asked him. That's just what I hear. We love the lurkers. And I always thought it was like a YouTube thing, like something that he's saying just for YouTube for people that were watching his stuff. So I always thought that's what it was, but I'd be interested to know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him singing in the beginning because I know he's in a band. And I was trying to think of the funk. That's what it was. He has a funk band that he's in. I was trying to think of the kind of music that he's into, and it's funk. So that makes sense because that's like what he's
Is he
singing.
still in it?
Yeah. Yeah, he was just recently talking about in one of his videos. He was talking about.
He said he was a drummer, and I remember him saying it was like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, I thought he said he was. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know Dave personally. I just talked to him through the chat and different things. So, but I see Zach's in the chat there. Yeah, Dave is a man of many talents. And if you guys don't know, I'm sure people in the chat, I'll tell you that. You know, these videos that you see with NorCal Dave, I've said this before, that's his weekend job. Whenever he shoots a video, that's a weekend job. He has a day job. He works a 9 to 5, working at, I'm not going to say where it works because I don't know if he wants to make that public, but working at an education institution, you know, but he has a full-time job doing that. And then his NorCal refrigeration and HVAC business is a side business. It's fully licensed and legit, but it's his side hustle. So I always thought that's interesting when I first realized that. I think I actually heard that on Zach, on your podcast, Zach, when he was with you and Ralph, when he was when you guys were interviewing him on the podcast, was when he said that. And I was blown away when I heard that was his weekend job.
That's what I kind of gathered from one of the back and forth that we see. It appeared that way, yeah. Yeah,
that's very interesting. But
that's what I was wondering. If you notice, most of his videos are late at night or really early in the morning, and it's like, dude, do you ever sleep? I kind of started feeling, heard what was going on, and it's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
I'm getting it now.
But he also, and I'm not saying anything that he doesn't say on his videos, but he also says, because he lives in that tiny little town up there in Santa Cruz, and if you watched his live stream or whatever where he did, he showed he has like a townhome, nice little townhome, but he was saying that like the properties up there, like he had to pay $900,000 for that place. And that's not
crazy.
anything secret, but I mean, it's just, he has to work 2 jobs, you know, and his wife works too, I'm sure. So, but here in SoCal, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, we don't have to pay $900,000 for a place, but you know, I mean, a typical place, if you want to buy a nice house in a nice community, is going to cost you about $600,000 out here. So it's nothing like where you guys get out there in Ohio, where you can get your nice homes, nice prices. We don't get that out here. So,
yeah, real exciting Ohio.
You know what, man? Sometimes I think I would like that unexciting, relaxed lifestyle. My wife and kids, that's better now. I can hear myself. My wife and kids wouldn't handle it because they want the beach and they want the ocean. But yeah, I would definitely like to live in a more relaxed climate where I can actually see the actual seasons. And
well, I've thought about shooting some of the videos because, like, where my office is at, it's real flat. It's like Indiana. It's really flat area. And then if you go south of here, down by Bell Fountain, it's one of the highest points in Ohio, and it's mountainous, kind of like West Virginia. So we're kind of all over the place with terrain and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Where we're at, we're about, like, where I live in Southern California is about, with no traffic, it's about 45 minutes from the ocean, 45 minutes from the mountains, 45 minutes from the desert. So we're like right in the middle. So we can be everywhere pretty quick. And my wife and my kids really love the beach. I could care less about the beach. I would rather be in the mountains all day long. So, but all right. Well, I think I'm going to close this up, guys, because it's been quite a while.
Yeah.
And I got to go spend some time with my kids before they have to go to bed. So it's still 8:30 out here, so we've got some time. But cool. All right. Well, I'm going to close this up. Thanks for coming in, guys. And for those of you watching the live stream, thanks for coming in. I know this wasn't a crazy educational video, but you know, like I said, we'll be doing a normal live stream, you know, the educational topic on Monday, 5 o'clock p.m. as usual. And that's where we'll cover the recap for the videos and different things. And then also, if you guys didn't hear me already, I'll be doing the giveaway for the tool bags. And I'm actually going to give away 2 bags because there was so many people that entered. I have a second one I can give away too. So we'll be doing that Monday on the live stream at 5 p.m. So, all right, guys. Justin, Rick, we will talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming on. Okay.
All right, take it easy, man.
Not a problem.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.